तदस्य कया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita text. We'll go to the 21st text where we left off. Yeah, so basically just to summarize what we did from the initial time, basically the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the associates are now gathered and they are witnessing the wonderful pastimes of Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath is brought from his throne to the cart, and how he is taken, that particular ceremony is known as Pahandi or Pandu Vijay. Yeah, so Lord is brought in that way. And we also discussed how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started shouting loudly, Manima, Manima. The great personality is coming. And then the Lord was put from, what do you say, the kind of pad was there. It was one pad and then second pad, third pad. Yeah, so some of the pads were broken and the sound was so high that it was very loud volume of that breaking of that thing. Yeah, and then here the decorations are very nicely done. Decorations included bright mirrors, hundreds and hundreds of chamaras. One devotee, once he was reading this particular verse, this one or I think another. So instead of chamaras, he said hundreds and thousands of cameras were there all over the, and that was also correct. Cameras, either you keep cameras or chamaras. So that is how he. But yeah, nowadays we see more than chamaras. Cameras are only there. As soon as Jagannath is coming, so many people will be, they are ready with their phone, capturing, instead of seeing what they are witnessing directly with their eyes, instead of that, they want to capture the Lord in the mobile. Yeah. So actually the Lord is, of course, somebody is having that particular service. He wants to record the entire festival so that he can broadcast and all. That is okay. But normal people, already they are getting such a wonderful darshan of the Lord directly with their own eyes. Then why should you keep a mobile in between and see the Lord? You can directly see the Lord. Yeah, so that can be done. So hundreds and hundreds of chamaras should be there. Currently, hardly we see one chamar and one peacock feather. That's it. Not more than that. The car also was decorated with silken cloth, various pictures, many brass bells, gongs, ankle bells rang. Yeah, and the pastimes of Ratha-yātrā ceremony, Jagannath got aboard on one car, and then Subhadra and Balram also went like that. For 15 days, the Lord remained in a secluded place that is called as Anavasar period, Nebrita. After taking permission of Goddess of Fortune, because in Dwarka, Krishna is there with Rukmini. So Rukmini is none other than Lakshmi Devi. So the Lord is going to Vrindavan, so he has to take permission from Goddess of Fortune. The Lord came out to ride on the Ratha car and perform his pastimes for the pleasure of the Lord. And then Prabhupada explains about the Swakiyaras and Parakiyaras. So generally in Utkarsha camp, Radheshampur covers this topic. Swakiya or what is that one? Parakiya and Swakiya. Swakiya means the rasa with like when Krishna is married to so many twins and all. And Parakiya means the gopis whom he did not marry, but still he had that rasa. That is Parakiya ras. So actually, it is said that what is there in this spiritual world, which is the highest in spiritual world, that is the lowest in the material world. So Parakiya rasa is actually the lowest in the material world. Parakiya rasa means basically having illicit connection, or than one's own wife, one is having a connection with someone, that is called an illicit connection, and that is the most degraded thing in this material world. Yeah, even from the point of view of a materialistic people also. But in spiritual world, the same lowest thing in material world is the highest thing in the spiritual world. So in spiritual world, the parakya rasa is the highest. Whereas when it comes to material world, it is a perverted, it is very, very degraded thing. But in spiritual world, it's not like that, because the relationship between Krishna and the queens and the gopis, they are actually not on the material platform, they're completely on spiritual platform. So there is no kind of sense gratification is involved. The Krishna is attracted by the devotion of the gopis. So that relationship is not like the mundane world's relationship, and that's why the parakya rasa is very much condemned in the material world, whereas the same rasa, when it comes to spiritual world, it is highly glorified. The parakya rasa in the spiritual world and that in the material world are not comparable. See, Prabhupada is saying it. The former is like a gold and the latter is like iron. So gold and iron, you can't just compare it, because the difference between the two is so great, they cannot actually be compared. However, just as a knowledgeable person can easily distinguish gold from iron, one who has the proper realization can easily distinguish the transcendental activities of the spiritual world from material activities. And that's why to understand the pastimes of the Lord, it requires that spiritual vision and that spiritual knowledge also. Without having that knowledge, if somebody directly tries to get into Rasalila or different pastimes of Lord, then he will only get more degraded in the material life, because he will see even those pastimes he will see on the material platform, and he may not get the complete what we say benefit from those hearing, even after hearing about Krishna, because he is, even though he is hearing externally about Krishna, but internally he is thinking about his own girlfriend or something. So that's why the neophyte people, they are not supposed to read or hear about the very intimate pastimes of Lord with his gopis and all. And that's why we have to first hear the philosophy. When we are very thorough with the philosophy, then slowly, gradually, one comes to the 10th canto. So we start with the first canto, then complete second, third, fourth. By the time you come to 10th canto, your basics and everything is very clear. Then you can read 10th canto, it is proper. But somebody directly wants to jump into 10th canto, then he'll only commit offenses. A good number of people directly ask questions directly from 10th canto. So we tell them, first you come for the class, first you understand who is Krishna, then you can ask these questions. So in this way, just like Vrindavan, all the gardens, they were kept. Lord Jagannath started, he rode in his car, saw the beauty on both sides, and sometimes the car would stand still and not move. Yeah. The chariot therefore moved by the will of the Lord, not by the strength of any ordinary person. So this also we discussed elaborately, how the police people, they wanted to complete the Ratha-yātrā very fast, but that became the most delayed Ratha-yātrā of the history. The Lord moves by his own will, not by any what is artificial arrangements. Okay, now we'll come to the point where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dances in the Kirtan. That is very, very wonderful. See, 4 parties of Kirtan performers were performed, comprising 24 chanters. That means each Kirtan party we were having six people. Yeah, and there were 2 Mridanga players in each party, making an additional 8 persons. So in each party there were 8 people. When the 4 parties were formed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after some consideration, divided the chanters. Chanters means those who are singing. The singers also he divided. Okay. So let us read from here. Nityananda Advaita Haridasa Vakreshwara
नित्यानंद द्वैत हरिदास वक्रेश्वर
Chari Jane Agya Dila Nityakari Bare.
चारि जन आज्ञा दिला नृत्य करी बारे.
Yes, Sujal.
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu, Advait Acharya, Haridas Thakur, and Vakreshwara Pandit to dance in each of the 4 respective parties.
Yeah, each of the 4 respective parties, he told them, go and you dance, because they are very good dancers. So every Kirtan party, there should be a good dancer, there should be a good singer, good Mridanga player, good Kartal player. So we should be expert in either of this. Then we can take part in Kirtan very nicely. Yeah. Like suppose you are not good in any of this, then it becomes very difficult. Then you can't lead the kirtan part. Like yesterday we had this our Saturday youth session. Many 80 boys had come, but we had only 4 5 devotees, and now we have to dance with the 80 boys. Even if we keep 4 circles, you can't one person. It's difficult to manage dancing, and singing also has to be done, and the dancer also has to be good. Like once I saw all the devotees are dancing the circle, and the boys are also dying. Nobody is coming in between and dancing like in the pairs. Nobody is. I was thinking, devotees are doing there. They are supposed to take the new people, and they are supposed to dance with them. But everybody and the devotees are also little shy, and new people are anyway they are shy to dance in the kirtan initially. So we have to take their hands and catch them in the circle and dance with them. Then their shyness will go away. Next time you don't have to; they themselves will start dancing. But sometimes devotees are also shy, then it becomes tough. Or sometimes one devotee is dancing with another devotee. Only the devotees are only dancing, and new boys are just watching. So that is also not proper. Maybe once you can just show how to dance, but not that the two devotees keep dancing for 5 minutes, this side, then this side, then it becomes. So we have to allow the new people to, any new person comes, we should immediately take him, teach him how to dance, and involve him so that he also get the rasa of dancing. So especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much into this. And then what happened? Next translation, Krishna.
Swarup Damodar was chosen as the leader of the first party and was given 5 assistants to respond to his chanting.
Yeah, he was chosen as the leader of the first party and was given 5 assistants to respond to his chanting. That means who will sing and who will do chorus. Generally, we have only one chorus. Like recently, we had Ratha-yātrā. They had 2 mics. One is main singer, one is chorus singer. But here, and that was also being allocated. Like one devotee asked me, Tamal Madhupur will lead. I said, I'll not lead in the Ratha-yātrā singing. I can. Then he said, okay, at least do chorus. Then I did chorus for some time. So, leader of the first party and was given 5 assistants to respond. That means they have to chant in chorus. And those times there were no sound systems also. I don't know how their what is the chanting is to reach people. Nowadays, big sound systems, the speakers are there, and that is how kirtan is audible like that. Damodara Narayana Datta Govinda.
Damodara Narayana Datta
Narayana Datta
Govinda.
Govinda.
Raghava Panditara Shri Govindananda.
Raghava
Raghava
Pandita
Pandita
Ara
Ara Shri
Govindananda.
Govindananda.
Yeah. Pranit Bro.
The 5 who responded to the singing of Swarup Damodar were Damodar Pandit, Narayana, Govinda Datta, Raghava Pandit, and Sri Govindananda.
Yeah, so even the names of the devotees who are going to do chorus, their names are also mentioned. Advaitere Nrityakari Bhare Agya Dila.
Advaitere Nityakari Bhare Agya Dila.
Shrivasa Pradhanara Sampradaya Kaila.
Shrivasa
Srivasa
Pradhana
Pradhana
Ara Sampradaya
Jai Jai.
Kaila.
Yes, Vijit Bro.
Advaita-acharya Prabhu was ordered to dance in the first group. The Lord then formed another group with Srivas Thakur as the chiefman.
Yeah, purport.
Purport. In the first group, Damodar Swarup was appointed chief singer, and the responding singers were Damodar Pandit, Narayana, Govinda Datta, Raghava Pandit, and Govindananda. Sri Advaitacharya was appointed as a dancer. The next group was formed, and the chief singer was Srivas Thakur.
Yeah, so Advaita Acharya was ordered to dance in first group, and then Srivas Thakur went in another group. So other group, Damodar Swarup was appointed as chief singer, and then there were responding singers. And then once one group is done, then they will make another group, then another group. Like that. So like that, here also the names come. 5 singers who responded to the singing of Srivas Thakur. There's another group is formed. Then another one more, this third group, Vasudev, Gopinath and Murari. And the responding singers were, Mukunda was the chief singer. Mukunda is known for his sweet singing. Mukunda, many times his name comes. And another 2 persons, they were responsive singers also. and Haridas Thakur was dancer in that group. So now, if we have opportunity to join which group, we will be confused. Should I join group of Haridas Thakur or should I join Advaita-acharya? Because all groups are having. Just imagine, suppose Ratha-yātrā is there and all the Prabhupada disciples have come, and there are different circles. Generally, when such great personalities come, there is only one circle. That's what we see. Like there are so many videos of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Indrajumna Maharaj, Bhakti Swami Maharaj. They all are dancing. So only one circle is there. So there is no confusion. You can be only in that. But just imagine every circle is having great personalities. One circle, second, you will be confused which circle should I go? Yeah. So if I go to this circle. So here that kind of thing was there. And especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord himself is also present. So the confusion will be clear now. Then another group was having Govinda Ghosh, and their junior Chota Haridas, Vishnu Das, Raghav, they were responding singers. And Madhava Ghosh, Vasudev Ghosh, their responsive singer, and Vakreshwar Pandit was dancer. There was a Sankirtan party from Kulina Gram, and so from different villages also some parties came. Like then they started having their own kirtans. Another party that came from Shantipur. I think currently in Jagannath Puri it is very difficult to keep such kirtan parties because it is so crowded. There are lakhs of people. So I don't think one can even dance in the kirtans. It's very difficult. Those time, I think the dham expanded itself because when the dancing was happening, somehow they could all dance so many kirtan parties. No? Maharaj photo is there. That is there. No? It's in Jagannath Puri. Yeah. That time also it is too. 4 parties chanted and danced in front of Lord Jagannath, and on either side was another party. Yet another was at the rear. There was altogether 7 parties of Sankirtan. In each party, 2 men were beating drums. Thus 14 drums were being played at once. The sound was tumultuous, and all the devotees became mad. Just you can imagine, we may not. Of course, we get some glimpse of this in our Ratha-yātrās and all, but this is like 7 parties of Kirtan going on. And we have, I think, maximum, if 3 Raths are there, 3 parties, like Jagannath, in front of Jagannath Rath, 1 will be there, Subhadra and Baldev like that. And maybe maximum 4, I think, anywhere of 7 parties anywhere. Kolkata Ratha-yātrā is one of the biggest Ratha-yātrā. Around 40,000 people participate every year. So, all the Vaishnavas came together like an assembly of clouds. As the devotees chanted the holy name in a great ecstasy, tears fell from their eyes like rain. Yeah, so tears also there. They are not just passionate singers. Like sometimes one may get into passion by the loud mridanga and this thing, and the passion may come out in that way. But here, the devotees, even though they are so much, dancing, jumping, and all, still the tears fell from their eyes like rain as they chanted the names in ecstasy. त्रिभुवन भरी उठे कीर्तनेर ध्वनि
त्रिभुवने भरी उठे कीर्तनेर ध्वनि
अन्यवाद्यादिर ध्वनि किछुई न शुनि
अन्यवाद्यादिर ध्वनि किछुई न शुनि.
Yes, Ujjwal Krishna.
When the Sankirtana resounded, it filled the 3 worlds. Indeed, no one could hear any sounds or musical instruments other than the Sankirtana.
Yeah, nobody could hear any other sound than musical instrument other than Sankirtan. Yeah, so this is a great mystery how they were singing. The singers may have great time. 2 drums are playing, kartal and everything. So they have to be really very big voice. Otherwise, it will not be audible. No mic, no sound system. But still they were singing, and that singing was audible also. No one could hear any other sound. Shata Sthani Bhule Prabhu Hari Hari Bali
Shatathani bole Prabhu Hari Hari Bali.
Jagannath Balen Hastayuga Tuli.
Jaya Jagannatha Balena Hastayuga Tuli.
Yes, Saitya translation.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wandered through all 7 groups, chanting the holy name, Hari Hari. Raising his arms, he shouted, "All glories to Lord Jagannath."
Yeah, he wandered through all the 7 groups chanting the holy name Hari Hari. So that means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he understood, if he is only one party, everybody will come in that party, that Kirtan party. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going for one party, then second, then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, like that. So I think 3 were in front of, that also comes. 3 were in front of the Rathas, and then 3, and then 1 was there. 7 Kirtan parties. And all glories to Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, they were loudly shouting. Aray ka Shakti Prabhu Karila Prakasha.
Areka Shakti Prabhu
शक्ति प्रभु
Karila
कलिला
Prakasha.
प्रकाश
Ekakale Shatathani Karila Vilasa.
एककाले
Ekakale
शततानि
Shatatani
कलिला
Karila
विलास.
Vilasa.
Ashutosh Prabhu.
Yes, sir. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then exhibited another mystic power by performing pastimes simultaneously in all 7 groups.
Yeah, he exhibited another mystic power by perform simultaneously in all the 7 groups. So same power you can see in which pastime? Same this kind of thing. Krishna Lila, yeah. Krishna is dancing with the gopis, and every gopi is thinking that Krishna is only dancing with me. Similarly, here Krishna is there as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in all the. Actually, he's going to different parties, kirtan parties, and everyone is thinking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only in our party. So they are very satisfied. Oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here. That's it. Everybody was feeling. So that is how the mystic power of the Lord, that he doesn't neglect anyone. And in this world, it may happen that you are talking to someone, you may not be able to talk to somebody else. But Krishna can simultaneously reciprocate with multiple people. So that's why we have the hope also. We can never say, oh, Krishna is there only with that dancing party. Actually, each of us, when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Krishna is there with each of us. So there is not that, oh, Krishna is there only with the pure devotee, Krishna is only with him. Krishna is anybody who is chanting the holy name. It is said Krishna is dancing on the tongue, with his lotus, he is dancing on our tongue. So that means Krishna is there with us. And this is the mystic power of the Lord. More than mystic power, it is the, what you say, his, what you say, his love and affection for the devotees, that he simultaneously is present in everyone, with everyone. Whoever is more eager to get his mercy and having that love and devotion, Lord is there present with him, and he doesn't have to worry. And that is why Lord has reciprocated with so many devotees, thousands of devotees. Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, he has come in different forms, but ultimately is the same Supreme Lord. So that is how the Lord reciprocates with the devotees. So we can, sometimes we may feel that, oh, I am getting neglected by some particular person or something. But Krishna can never neglect. You can just go in front of the Lord and pray. He's always available. सबे कहे प्रभु आछे न मोर संप्रदाय
Sabo kahe Prabhu ache mora sampradaya.
अन्यथा ही नाही न हमारे दयाय.
अन्यथा
Anyathani
Anyatani
nahi
nahi
ana
ana
hamare
amare
dayaya.
dayaya.
Satvik group.
Everyone said, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is present in my group. Indeed, he does not go anywhere else. He is bestowing his mercy upon us.
Yeah, I am specially favored by the Lord. He is only with me. केह लखिते नारे प्रभुर अचिंत्य शक्ति.
केलहिते नारे
Rakite nare
प्रभुर
prabhura
अचिन्त्य
achintya
शक्ति.
shakti.
अंतरंग भक्त जाने यार शुद्ध भक्ति.
अंतरंगा
Antaranga
भक्त
bhakta
जन
jane
यार शुद्ध
yadara shuddha
भक्ति.
bhakti.
Yes. Cause to prove. Can Naman prove?
Actually, no one could see the inconceivable of the Lord. Only the most confidential devotees, those in pure, unallied devotional service, could understand.
Yeah, so here everybody was thinking that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only with me. Nobody else is there. So no one could see the inconceivable potency of the Lord. Only the most confidential devotees, those who are in pure devotional service, could understand. So those who are pure, like most confidential devotees, of course, everybody is very fortunate and the pure devotees of the Lord. That's why they are getting opportunity to even see the Lord. But in that also there are most confidential devotee who could understand this, what is happening in the entire, what we say, the dancing parties, what is happening. They could understand, and they just glorify Lord is so merciful. He is simultaneously going everywhere. So now that fortunate devotee, the most confidential devotee will be revealed here in some verses. Kirtana dekhiya Jagannatha harashita.
Kirtana dekhiya
Jagannatha
Jagannatha
Harashita.
Harashita.
Sankirtana dekhe ratha kariya stagita.
Sankirtana
Sankirtana
dekhe
dekhe
ratha
ratha
kariya
kariya
sagita.
sagita.
Next, Vinay Prabhu.
Yes, Lord Jagannath was very much pleased by the Sankirtana and he brought his car to a standstill just to see the performance.
Yeah, Jagannath was very pleased by the Sankirtan. So Lord, when even though he is sitting on the cart, he is also watching, oh, how the devotees are dancing. So it is actually when the devotees are dancing in the Kirtan, that is one thing is, so there can be different moods, but the main motive or our chanting of the holy names or our dancing in the Kirtan, that should be to please the Lord who is there sitting on the Rath. One may say, oh, I am giving out Krishna consciousness to others. But that is secondary. First thing is I am dancing for the pleasure of the Lord. And that is how I am dancing. I'm jumping high so that Lord sees me. Not to show off to the Lord, but it's that is coming out. That is kirtan, and his only motive is how Lord will be pleased. And Lord is seeing his with his big eyes from the Rath. How my devotees are so tirelessly dancing from such a long time. So Lord is also very happy with them. And the secondary is okay, the other people are also getting the holy name to hear. That is all, they are getting benefited, that is secondary. But first thing is I am doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. Sometimes some may just dance just to show off, oh, see I am how it is dancing. Sometimes some people or different people one may try to show off and all. Or sometimes singing also. See how nicely I sing. My voice is being what is it, glorified everywhere. So more than this, if we actually the like in Akbar's time, I think there were once there was one professional singer had come and he was singing, but his singing was not very much touching, even though he was very good sound. The singing was very good, but somehow the devotion was missing in that. So later on, one devotee was called to sing, and even though it was little not that proper, but the devotion everybody felt very devotionally surcharged. Because when we sing, our devotion should also come out. It should not just remain with the in the lips only. It's not lip performance. It is actually for the pleasure of the Lord, and that's why we should generally we keep a singer who is very good in singing, because outside people will note that. But even that good singer has to cultivate devotion. Not that okay, now my voice is good anyway, I have to somehow please the audience. If that motive is there, then he also cannot be satisfied, and the audience also will not be satisfied. But if somebody is singing for the pleasure of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada's, Srila Prabhupada's sound is not like very what we say, kind of
Melodious.
melodious or something like that. But there is one particular song which he had sung. Many songs Prabhupada has sung. In that also there is one one particular song is there. I don't know, but George Harrison, when he heard that sound, he actually, before even meeting Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, George Harrison got this particular song sung by Srila Prabhupada. And he said, from that time I was searching, where is Srila Prabhupada, where is this Swamiji, how can I meet him? So when Shyam Sundar Prabhu, he went to London and he wanted to meet this George Harrison. And then George Harrison said that I was waiting for you. Because George Harrison always was looking for who is the Swamiji. And now Shyam Sundar Prabhu said that I am the disciple of the Swami. So he said, I was looking for you. And immediately the arrangements, everything was very easy. Because that singing was done. And even George Harrison said that this is not ordinary singing. I could see that all the different ragas and everything is included. And more than that, his devotion was completely into that. So I think that was, one is this thing, Krishna Kirtana Gana, Shad Goswami Ashtakam, that was there. And I don't remember that. One more thing was there. That was heard by our, and he said the kind of singing he is doing, it is not of this world. It's completely, even though he's not devotee, he could still understand. Yeah, so that is how George Harrison became devotee, and later on he sponsored some. He spread the holy name everywhere. He also sponsored a lot of things. He gave the place. Bhaktivedanta Memorial was given by George Harrison only. So like that. प्रतापरुद्रेलहैल परमविस्मय
प्रतापरुद्रेला हैला परम विस्मय
देखिते विवश राजा हैल प्रेममय
देखिते विवश राजा हैला प्रेममय
Yes, Satyam Prabhu.
King Prataprutra was also astonished to see the Sankirtana. He became inactive and was converted to ecstatic love of Krishna.
Yeah, he was also astonished to see the Sankirtan because he could see the Lord is there in every circle. So he was astonished and he became inactive. Inactive means that is also state of ecstasy. One becomes stabdha. That's what happened to Jagannath Baldev Subhadra also. And he was converted into ecstatic love of Krishna. And then when the king informed Kashi Mishra of the glories of the Lord, Kashi Mishra replied, "O king, your fortune has no limit," because he was able to see that. So how he is able to see that? Kashi Mishra says, "Your fortune has no limit." Read the next one. Who is there? Kaustubh Prabhu, are you able to read? Amarnath Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can I read?
Yeah.
Yes.
The king and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya were both aware of Lord's activities, but no one else could see the tricks of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah. King and Sarvam Bhattacharya were both aware of the Lord's activities, but no one else, apart from the king Prataprudra and Sarvam Bhattacharya, nobody else could see the tricks of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he tricked the devotees, making devotees think that he is only with them. Yare tara kripa se jani bare pare.
Yare tanra kripa sei jani
Kripa
bare
vina
pare.
brahmadika jani bare nare.
Kripa vina brahmadika jani bare tare nare.
Yes, Amarnath.
Only a person who has received the mercy of the Lord can understand. Without the Lord's mercy, even the demigods headed by the Lord Brahma cannot understand.
Yeah, only a person who has received the mercy of the Lord, he can understand. Without the Lord's mercy, even demigods cannot understand it. So that means King Prataprutra and Sarvam Bhattacharya, they have received the mercy of the Lord. Yeah, now here is a very important verse. Rajara tucha seva dekhi prabhura tushtamana.
Rajara tucha seva dekhi prabhura tushtamana
Seita prasade paila rahasya darshana.
Seita prasade paila rahasya darshana.
Okay, anyone is remaining to read? We'll start again. Yes, Ujjwal Prabhu.
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been very satisfied to see the king accept the menial task of sweeping the street, and for this humility the king received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He could therefore observe the mystery of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities.
Yeah, so here is the point, or here is the how he got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, basically by doing the menial task of sweeping the street. So now the king, even though he has such a position, he is ready to sweep the street without any pride or without any feeling that, oh, what people will think about me. So engage into this menial service. Sometimes when we engage in menial services, like especially the background services, some devotees may be in the forefront, maybe they are in the directly in front of the Lord in the Ratha. Any offering comes, they are offering to the Lord, and seems that, oh, the Lord is, they are so close to the Lord. And there will be some person who is doing service, maybe in the background, or he might not even able to attend the Ratha-yātrā also. He may be in kitchen cooking for all the devotees, or he may be doing some transport or different engagements. Because Ratha-yātrā means it's not only service is there in the Rath. There are most of the services are actually background. Especially cooking, there are hundreds of devotees are required. So then one should not think that, oh, what is this? I am not getting opportunity to go and dance in front of the Lord and all. So actually, Lord will be happy whichever service we have got, and we are engaged into that service very nicely. And Lord will be satisfied with our service, and we have received the mercy of the Lord. So that is how for this humility, the king received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that's why he could observe the mystery of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Of course, whenever opportunity is there, we can go also. But if need is there, suppose there is a need, that should I stay back and do the service, or I should go and attend. So we can try to do both. Okay, sometime I can be here, and some other devotees come, then I can go and take part in the kirtan. So there are some devotees, they say that no, I don't want to service, I just want to be in the Ratha. And there are some devotees, they will completely get into service and they don't get the glimpse or the ecstasy of dancing in the kirtan. They miss that. So I prefer, whenever anybody asks what should I do, I said, okay, do for some time you do this service, then also you take part in the kirtan, because sometimes kirtan small Ratha-yātrās, it takes only 2-3 hours. Some Ratha-yātrās will take 6 hours also. Then okay, you be there for 3 hours, rest 3 hours you do some service. So that can be done. So balance is always best. Then we don't miss anything. We are nicely, because we are only less time, we took nice opportunity of the dancing, and then service is there, so we also came here and render service. Devotees are happy, Lord is happy. So in that way we can nicely go on. Yes, purport. Vishnu.
The mystery of Lord's activities is described by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Lord Jagannath was astonished to see the transcendental dancing and chanting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he stopped his car just to see the dancing. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then danced in such a mystical way that he pleased Lord Jagannath. The seer and the dancer were one and the same person, but the Lord, being one and many at the same time, was exhibiting variegatedness of his pastimes. This is the meaning behind his mysterious exhibition. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king could understand how two of them were enjoying each other's activity. Another mysterious exhibition of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's simultaneous presence in the 7 groups. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king could understand that also.
Yeah. So what are the two mysterious exhibition by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which comes in this pastime? Yes, anyone?
Being the seer and the dancer, and simultaneously present in all the 7 groups.
Yeah, exactly. So the seer and the dancer both are same only, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Jagannath ji is going on the Rath, but he got so much attracted by the dancing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he stopped his Rath, because when the Rath is moving, you can't see the dancing properly. So Jagannath stopped. So nobody can stop Jagannath's Rath or just pull it and take it ahead. If Jagannath wants to stop, he wants to see some devotees how they are dancing. He'll stop the Rath and he'll see the dancing and then go ahead. So seer and here in this case, seer and dancer both are same. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also Krishna, and Krishna is also Krishna. Sorry, Jagannath is also Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Radharani, and Jagannath is what do you say? Krishna in what do you say, in the
Mode of separation.
mode of separation from Radharani. Like that, he is going, because Jagannath is going towards Vrindavan, so he wants to meet Radharani. And here Radharani, in the bhava of Radharani, Krishna is dancing in front of Jagannath. So in that way, the mood is different and the dancing is going on. So seer and observer, seer and dancer both are same. So that is first mysterious exhibition. Second mysterious exhibition is that all the 7 groups, 3, 3, 1, all the 7 groups, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is simultaneously present. So that is how he is going, and he is simultaneously is there here also. So he has expanded himself into 7 forms and is dancing with everyone. So that is how the Lord reciprocates with his devotees. And this could be seen by Pratap King Pratap. Nobody could see. These people thought only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only with us. These people thought only he is with us. These people are only in our party. But now this King Pratap Rudra, he is like, you can just view this. Jagannath Rath is there. Jagannath is of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 7 parties are there. And here is King Pratap Rudra who could see everything what is going on. So that requires, it's like a overview or no, top view. He could see with that vision. So that happened only by the mercy of Jagannath. साक्षातेन देय देखा परोक्षेत दया
साक्षातेन देया दिखा परोक्षित दया
केभुजिते पारे चैतन्य चंद्रेर माया
के
के
भूजिते
भोजिते
पारे
पारे
चैतन्य
चैतन्य
चंद्रेर
चंद्रेर
माया
माया
हे बुदिते पौरे चैतन्य माया.
Yes, Vijitru.
Although the king had been refused an interview, he was indirectly bestowed causeless mercy. Who can understand the internal potency of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Yeah, although king had been refused an interview, actually initially he wanted to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am a sannyasi, I can't meet with a king. Because those people who are too dealing with material things and into material things, sannyasi is supposed to keep distance from them. Because that kind of association is not very conducive. So even though he was refused an interview, he was indirectly bestowed causeless mercy by the Supreme Lord. So the Lord's mood may change also. Sometimes he will say, no, no, I will not give the mercy. Another time he will indirectly give the mercy also. That is how the Lord. Yes, Satyam Prabhu. Purport. Achutosh.
Yes, Prabhuji. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was playing the part of a world teacher, he did not agree to see the king because a king is a mundane person interested in money and women. Indeed, the very word king suggests one who is always surrounded by money and women. As a sannyasi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was afraid of both money and women. The very word king is repugnant to one who is the renounced order of life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to see the king, but indirectly, by the Lord's causeless mercy, the king was able to understand the Lord's mysterious activities. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities were exhibited sometimes to reveal him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and sometimes to show him as a devotee. Both kind of activities are mysterious and appreciated only by pure devotees.
Yeah. So here it is said about he did not agree to see the king because of two things. Because king means he is surrounded by money and women. King has to marry many queens, so he is having a lot of women and all, and money also. So these two things are very what we say impediment for a renunciate, money and women. And what to speak of renunciate, even a normal person also, one has to be very careful with these two things, money and women. So, and as a sannyasi or in the renounced order of life, one has to be even more careful. So, as soon as that's why the what you say the one should not be in a renunciate or a brahmachari or a sannyasi. They should not be in contact with women or even in with the money also. Money matters. It should be handled by those who are like grasthas or something. But renounced order of life, they should not handle money and dealings with women and all. Because that is very detrimental to the spiritual path. Yeah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to do that, and then his activities were exhibited sometimes to reveal him as the Supreme Lord and sometimes to show him as devotee. So both kinds of activities are mysterious and appreciated only by pure devotees. Nobody can understand these activities. Sarvabhauma Kashi Mishra Dui Mahashaya
सार्वभौम काशी मिश्रा
दुई
Raja Re
महाशया
महाशय
Prasada Dekhi Haila Vismaya.
राजा रे
राजा रे
प्रसाद
प्रसाद
देखी
देखी
हल्ला
हैरा
विस्मय.
विषमया.
Yes, Pranit Prabhu, translation. Ujjwal Krishna Prabhu.
When the two great personalities, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Kashi Mishra, saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's causeless mercy upon the king, they were astonished.
Yeah, so when Sarvam Bhattacharya and Kashi Mishra saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's causeless mercy upon the king, they were astonished. How is it that this king got the mercy? King is surrounded with women and money, and he got the causeless mercy. How is it that? Hey Mata Leela Prabhu Kaila Kata Kshana.
Hey Mata Leela
Mata
Prabhu
Leela
Kaila
Prabhu Kaila
Katashana.
Kadakshan.
Apane Gayena Nachana Nija Bhakta Gana.
Apane
Apane
Gayana
Gayena
Nachana
Nachana
Nishabhakta
Nija
Gana.
Bhakta Gana.
Yes. Try to Japru. Translation. Okay. Cause to prove.
Yes,
His
it
pastime for some
what
time in this way, he personally sang and induced his personal associates
To dance. Yeah. So Lord Chaitanya did his pastime for some time, and then he personally sang and induced his personal associates to dance. Such an ecstatic thing. Lord only dance, doing kirtan himself. Kabu eka murti kabu hana bahu murti.
Kabu
Kabu
Eka
Eka
Murti
Murti
Kabu
Kabu
Hana
Hana
Bahu
Bahu
Murti.
Murti.
Karyanurupa Prabhu Prakashaye Shakti.
Karya Anurupa Prabhu
Karyanurupa
Prakashaya
Prabhu
Shakti.
Prakashaya Shakti.
Yes, Kaustup.
according to his need, the Lord sometimes accepted one form and sometimes limit.
Very less
This
sound
was
is.
being by his according to his need, the Lord sometimes exhibited one form and sometimes many. This was being executed by his internal potency.
Yeah, so sometimes he exhibited one form, sometimes he got expanded, and that is how everything was executed by internal potency of the Lord. लीलावेश प्रभुर नाही निजानुसंधान.
Lila
लीला वेश
Vishe Prabhu
प्रभुर नाही
Nahi
निजानुसंधान.
इच्छा
Sana
जानी लीला शक्ति करे समाधान.
Ichha
इच्छा
Jani
जानी
Lila
लीला शक्ति
Shakti
करे
Kare
समाधान.
Samadhana.
Yes, Naman.
Indeed, the personality of Godhead forgot himself in the course of his transcendental pastimes, but his eternal potency, Lila Shakti, knowing the intentions of the Lord, made all the arrangements.
Yeah, so Lord actually forgot himself in the. He got so much absorbed in the course of his transcendental pastime, but internal potency, Leela Shakti, knowing the intention of the Lord, made all the arrangements. So that is how everyone is very eager to serve the Lord. Lord forgot, but then Leela Shakti is still working. Okay, purport.
It is stated, it is stated in the Upanishads, Parasya Shakti Vivideva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. Supreme Lord has multipotencies which act so perfectly that all consciousness, strength, and activity are being directed solely by his will. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his mystic power in presenting himself simultaneously in each and every Sankirtana group. Most people thought that he was one, but some saw that he was many. The internal devotees could understand that the Lord, although one, was exhibiting himself as many in the different Sankirtana groups. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced, he forgot himself and was simply absorbed ecstatic bliss. But his internal potency arranged everything perfectly. This is the difference between internal and external potency. In the material world, the external potency can act only after one endeavors at great length. But when Supreme Lord desires, everything is performed automatically by the internal potency. By his will, things happen so nicely and perfectly that they appear to be carried out automatically. Sometimes the activities of the internal potency are exhibited in the material world. In fact, all the activities of material nature are actually performed by the inconceivable energies of the Lord. But so called scientists and students of material nature are unable to understand ultimately how things are happening. They evasively conclude that everything is being done by nature, but they do not know that behind nature is the potent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna explains this in the Bhagavad Gita. Maya dakshina prakriti suyate characharam hetunaneva kaunteya jagat viparivartate. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again.
Yeah, so Lord is what do you say? He's so nicely. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing, is forgetting an internal potency, arranging everything. So it is said by his will, things happen so nicely and so perfectly that people think it is going on automatically. Yeah, because people think, how can something happen so properly? That means it is automatic. Yes, people think that okay, anyway, sun will come, sun will rise, sun will set, so that things will happen. But no, and that's how they think that nature is doing everything. But actually, nature is doing in cooperation with the Supreme Lord. So only the wise person understand, and that is how the Krishna consciousness is only for the intelligent person. Like here, King Prataprudra could see how this all things were done by the Supreme Lord. One Supreme Lord is exhibiting the mysterious exhibition. Yeah, one time the dancer, the seer, and the dancer is same, and the same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing in all the circles. So similarly, only one who is intelligent can see that how the Supreme Lord is there everywhere. Whereas those who are not so intelligent, they will only see the okay, this is going on, this nature is working on its own. Why should I worry about God? They say God does not exist, and they think themselves to be very intelligent. But actually, they are not intelligent, or they have not received the mercy of the Lord, and that's why they are not able to see the actual reality. And what they see is only illusion. So they see what is what it is not, and what it is that they are not able to see. So that is how the living entity gets illusion in this. That's why we say the Mohamaya. This entire world is the place of illusion and a illusory energy of the Lord. So people get carried away by this thing, but only one intelligent person who comes to Krishna consciousness by the mercy of the pure devotee. Of course, our intelligence is not our intelligence. That is also given by the by Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas, by which we are able to understand that this is all done by the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, we never had the hardly. Maybe some of you may be having that question. I didn't have any such question. I thought everything is just moving on its own. Then somehow somebody comes in our life, like Srila Prabhupada gave the knowledge, Maya Adhyakshana Prakriti Suyate Sacharaj. Then we understand, no, this is not working automatically, it is working according to the direction of the Supreme Lord. And that is how we see that things are going very nicely. It looks automatic, but actually there is a person behind all this. So one who knows this, he has actually got the mercy by the association of devotees, by the knowledge. Now he has become intelligent. So that's why this is a very important, this kind of section to read, that who will receive mercy and who can actually. So of course in Chaitanya Leela when it happened, King Prataprudra received more mercy, and all other associates were they were covered by Yogamaya. Like in Krishna Leela also, many don't even understand who is Krishna. They think Krishna is only my friend. So they are covered by Yogamaya, but there are devotees who exactly like Balram and all, they could actually understand what is going on. Whereas we get covered by Mahamaya. We think that, oh Lord, how can there may not be Lord? Or we try to see the things without Lord, without seeing the presence of the Lord. But pure devotees, they will see Lord everywhere. Even in the whatever he does, they will be able to see. They chant and they see the Lord. So they are able to see Lord everywhere. So that requires some kind of sukriti also. Not everybody can come to this stage of seeing Krishna everywhere. So that also needs the mercy of the devotees, mercy of the Lord. So in case that's why even to increase the faith, one has to keep doing these activities again and again, chanting the holy names, reading from the Prabhupada books, hearing from the great souls. When we do these activities repeatedly again and again, then our faith conviction increases. Then that is how we receive the mercy also, and by the knowledge also our ignorance, whatever is there, that also get destroyed, and then ignorance is destroyed, knowledge awakens, and then we also receive mercy of the devotees and the Lord, and then because the conviction and faith is required, then only with that faith, then Lord also showers mercy. Okay, now you have come to the proper stage, then he gets more mercy, and with that faith we also start rendering the services more nicely. Initially we are a little mechanical in our service. As we get to know the importance of that, then we become more attentive. Then with that attentive chanting, we attract the mercy of the Lord and the devotees. And that is how one advances in Krishna consciousness. So that is how we saw from this ecstatic dancing of the Lord at Ratha-yātrā. So in this way, I think major portion of this particular section we covered. Lord is dancing also. Even there are sections that photo is very famous. Lord is dancing and effulgence is coming. He is dancing in front of Jagannath and his body is giving so much effulgence. And it is said Lord used to jump so high and then suddenly he'll fall down. And all limbs of his body, everything got separated also. It can be very clearly visible. And even the devotees tried to see whether he is breathing or not. And no breathing, no sign of breathing. People think, oh, what has happened? Whether he's alive or dead. If you see you keep a cotton, if it's not moving, then the person is dead. But in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's case, he stopped breathing, but still he was alive because he's Supreme Lord. He doesn't need all the external things to show that I'm there. And sometimes he will be unconscious for hours together without any sign of life. And suddenly he will again come to consciousness and get into ecstasy. Like once he went into such a ecstasy that he ran towards ocean and he jumped. That's it. One may say a person will die like this. But then what happened is when fisherman, he was removing and he found, oh, so much weight. Seems that big fish has come. He removed and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in his fish net. Then he took him, that pastime comes. But of course, that fisherman becomes devotee by getting touch of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also gets into ecstasy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is lying in the ocean, he is falling from such a high. But that is how we can see that he is the Supreme Lord. Yeah, there is none other than Supreme Lord. One may say, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not show any mystical. Here we can see mystical exhibitions performed by. So that is how he is none other than the Supreme Lord. Only he comes in this world to show how a devotee should act. And that's why Lord comes. So thank you very much. This was a beautiful section. We completed almost, this was I think verse number 66. We completed 65 verses we completed of this section. Okay. Anyone has any questions? Total there are 209 verses are there in this. We have completed only 65. But I think the majority of the verses we have completed. Some devotees can try to read on their own also. Very nice. Even though Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's according to sequence, it is quite later. You have to first complete small book, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. But whenever such kind of pastimes come, or such Ratha-yātrā or Gundicham, Arjanam, or things come, that time we can read some sections of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because something happens to us in between, we may miss the nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we can always read these sections. Even this Madhavendra Puri Chandana Yatra comes, we read the pastimes of that comes in CC only, Madhya Lila. So there are many wonderful Madhya Lila has many pastimes like that. This chapter also comes in Madhya Lila, 13th chapter. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhu,
Yes.
I've got one book that Chaitanya Charitamrita in story form. Like a whole Chaitanya Charitamrita is written just in a story form without words. So can we read that? Just for information.
Is it Prabhupada's only?
Prabhupada disciple, not Prabhupada disciple who does.
Does it include purports of Prabhupada?
No, Prabhu. It's just in a story format.
Oh, then we should
completing all the pastimes.
Yeah. Actually, it is recommended to read from the Prabhupada books, especially the verses which has Prabhupada's purport given. Because if we just read a story format, we may take it as one of the stories only. But when we read the purport, like here you see Pratap Rudra, as soon as we read, so wherever story, actually Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are a lot of translations goes without purport also. But wherever Prabhupada feels that purport is required, he has given that's why we should read it, because Prabhupada wants us to read that purport. That's why he has given the purport there. like Pratap Rudra, and then details are given in that. So, like about this two mysterious exhibition that is given in the purport only. If you don't read, then it becomes our knowledge will not be like complete. So best is we can read a story format, but from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Like take us like we took now this particular section of Ratha-yātrā, and we nicely read that. So like that, you can take one section and you can read. Instead of story book, we can read the complete that particular section where Prabhupada purports are also there. Okay. Yes.
One question.
Yeah.
Prabhu, as it came in the discussion that renunciant is generally advised to stay away from men and women. But when we see in our temple, when any preacher he wants to start preaching anywhere, even in voice preaching, he needs to collect and funds and raise funds himself. And almost for if he's running a center, the entire like 60% headache is to manage the expenses only. And to manage the expenses, he will learn another house Bhakti Viksha program, program. And there he is actually teaching all both Matajis and Prabhujis. So, like unwantedly, he's anyway getting engaged in these two things which are prohibited for him. So, like, what should one do? How can one renunciate if one get, serve fully while staying away from these two things?
Yeah, actually, recently Gaurav Prabhu came to temple. We had a meeting with him. Actually, Prabhuji said that to do a regular preaching, it doesn't require that kind of funds. Then it is manageable with the devotees. Like there will be devotees who pass out from the centers, they take up a job. With their contribution, the center can run easily. But when the more money is required, when we have more ambitions. Oh, I want to make a big temple. I want to make a big project. Then more money is required. Then you have to go to the people who have money and then get the things from you. But then again, in this, so running a voice center, actually funds are required and we struggle. But generally, we don't, get into the, big personality going and just giving a program for the donors or something. That we don't do. Generally, most of our collection happens through the devotees who are engaged into this. The devotees who are, pass out from this or they got connected through us. We can tell them that please, because anyway, for them also they have to give some contribution because there also money gets free from all the karmas by utilizing that in the service of the Lord. So they give also, and then we don't have that much anxiety. Another thing is when the big project is there, one may have to involve like that. But then Rajesham Prabhu said that instead of brahmachari, a grahastha can be involved. So brahmachari can go and give classes. Classes giving not a problem. Even Matajis are there, that is not a problem. Because when you are giving classes, you are actually directly in the Prabhujis are also sitting, Matajis are also there. So that is not a problem. And after the class, then we should not unnecessarily have personal exchanges and all. You give class and you push off from there. That is okay. That can be done as soon as especially one has to be confident. If somebody is confident, then he can go and give classes. Like Radhesham Prabhu gave donors program or he gave classes and all. But how much money to take or inspiring them in that project doesn't go. Yeah, he doesn't go into that. So we can keep that kind of distance. But of course, there are brahmacharis who have that kind of skills and they are able to somehow meet the big people and tell them to serve Krishna in that way. So that is not completely restricted because if you see Srila Prabhupada also used to meet people and even though he was not because running a project or running a temple, then this kind of anxiety will be there and one has to take care of this. At the same time, one has to protect himself also. So that's why when you like Prabhupada used to meet some people like even this George Harrison. Prabhupada wanted the money for the project, but he himself did not go and ask. He also could have done that, but he told Shyam Sundar Prabhu, you asked him. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu was very hesitant. How can I just, it is second meeting and how can I ask him money? And then slowly then Shyam Sundar Prabhu asked and George Harrison agreed also. So, or even in the case of Juhu temple, Prabhupada was involved into that. But we can involve according to our intelligence. Basically, one has to understand what is his what is the level, what is his weakness. If somebody is very weak in this particular area, money and women, then he should stay little far. That's why, as much as possible, one should the brahmachari or the renunciate, he should only engage in the youth preaching. It's more safe. As soon as one gets into congregation preaching, there will be more things and all. And this anxieties of money comes when one wants to have big ambition in terms of big money. And like now our temple also now Prabhupada Bhavan is coming. Devotees are told that you have to collect the funds and all. But for me, I hardly collected any funds till now. I think till now some 10,000 something collected. That also devotees themselves came forward and gave. So I didn't do a specific endeavor to meet some big people and all. I am more busy in the youth preaching only. But there are some devotees who did more endeavor and they got also bigger donations. They got in few lakhs, and that is also helping in Prabhupada mission. So if they are able to stay in the ashram, in the boundary of ashram, if they are able to do all these things, then that is also acceptable. Because even Radhesham Prabhu said that some even though Prabhuji is very much against this, but when this particular thing produces saffron devotee means he should have what we say, he should cultivate some big people also. Cultivating means basically, like Gaurang Prabhu was telling that there will be some people who will contribute in terms of services. They will give themselves to the mission, and that is one service. But there are people who may not be able to contribute, like they may not be able to come and do service, and they have a lot of money. So Gaurang Prabhu said, okay, you relieve little burden from them by taking their what we say, engaging their money in the service of the Lord. So that is also some that mode should be very clear. So one should have the fear. That fear should be there. At the same time, the mission should not suffer. So in that way, one has to take care. In case we feel that I am getting too much carried away by this money and women, then one should immediately reveal to the superiors, and one can stop the service. And if one is able to do it, then he can go on till the time he is able to do and go on like that. In that way, he can serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada and go ahead like that. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing by his example that how one should be very careful. And of course, that is the ideal thing everyone has to follow. But again, different devotees may have different kind of skills and all. With that boundary, if you remain in the boundary of that renunciation and able to deal with this, that is best. And of course, no brahmachari is even able to do. Like there are big people like Sitaram Prabhu, Shriram Prabhu. They are grahasthas and they are able to get much more contact with the big people, and they are able to get a land for the temple and constructing a temple that is even very big. So I don't think any of us are able to. So we try our best, whatever is possible, one can do it. But of course, whenever we have to run a center, means funds are required. So one may have to worry about okay how to do it and all. But ultimately, one should have understanding that Lord will take care. And we don't too much get carried away by this money thing that we give up, compromise on our own Krishna consciousness or preaching. That should not happen. Okay, some part of the time you keep for maybe you can inspire somebody to donate or something like that, but that should not occupy the entire day and months together. Then it is not proper. Okay.
Good.
Yes. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. We end our here. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada,
Jai.
Shri
Jai.
Jagannath Ratha-yātrā Mahamotsav ki.
Jai.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the class.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.